A first-term Republican member of Congress by the name of Mary Miller has found herself in the middle of controversy as it appears that her reelection campaign actually used as an unpaid volunteer a convicted sex offender to go and knock on doors and raise money, among many other things, for Miller. Now, let me read this to you. This is what happened. The man is named Brad Graven. He is a former state worker who pleaded guilty to luring a young boy to a drugstore parking lot for sex acts in 2005. So he pleaded guilty, convicted sex offender on an underage boy. And let me read this about his involvement with the Miller campaign. Photos, videos, and state election records show Graven was actively involved in helping the effort to re-elect Miller. Reached by phone, Graven claimed he was merely an unpaid volunteer for the Miller campaign. His name does not show up on the campaign payroll, but Graven enjoyed virtually unlimited access to Miller, served as her personal chauffeur at public events, and raised money for her campaign. Miller trusted Graven with her family vehicle, which is adorned with campaign stickers and legislative license plate. To make matters worse for Ms. Miller, she is fond of saying at campaign stops like she did recently, quote, "A politician is known by their votes and by who they hang around with." Well, you're not wrong about that. So what should we think about a person who hangs around with a convicted sex offender who tried to have sex with a child in a drugstore parking lot? You let him drive your personal car and act as your chauffeur to get you to and from events. I'd say that's pretty dang close of a relationship. This isn't just some random person you knew off the street and said, "Hey, here's my keys, take me to this place." You must have trusted this man enough with your personal vehicle, with your life at that point, because he's driving you around. You didn't think twice to maybe run a background check on this individual? Or did you run the background check and you just simply didn't care that this guy was convicted for trying to have sex with a child? You know, this comes at a time, obviously, when Republicans are out there accusing everybody of being a groomer that disagrees with them. And yet, here we are. She is a sitting member of Congress. Like I said, this is her first term. She's seeking re-election, and her district was actually recently combined with another Republican district. So she is actually up against, in the Republican primary, a 5-term Republican incumbent who was in the 13th district, but now he's part of her district. So he, of course, has the edge, and I'm sure this story isn't going to help. But you know what is an interesting little factoid? You know who's really good friends with Ms. Miller? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Of course she is. The woman who can't stop crying about groomers and pedophiles actually held a fundraiser last summer for Miss Miller, who, of course, is being chauffeured by a convicted pedophile. So, you know, there's that. Haven't seen Marjorie Taylor Greene make any statements about Miller's little friend here, Mr. Graven. But I'm sure it's coming, right? Because you care so deeply about children. I'm sure, Marjorie, that you have something to say about your good friend from Congress palling around with a convicted sex offender. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.